welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ilsa, a homeschooling mama, and here I talk about all things faith, homemaking, homeschooling, and just keeping it real. So we're gonna just dive into a little bit of what we're doing for the month of December, and I cannot believe we are going to be almost mid through this month. We are approaching the new year 2024, and we have decided to keep December just very fun and traditional and just making memories, doing all the fun activities and focusing on the celebration, why we celebrate the month of December. So we have been diving into the book of Luke from our Bibles, reading all 24 chapters leading up into Christmas Eve, and it is the birth of Christ, and really putting that into our home and our children, our young sons, just for them to understand that Christmas isn't about Santa and presents and all those things, although those things may bring us joy and although those things make us feel really good inside. The focus is all on Jesus, is the reason we celebrate. So we do presents, we do have our Christmas tree, we do go and see all the fun lights and things like that, and we add a lot of fun things. So we are still working on our curriculum, which we have been using the good and the beautiful, and we are moving forward. We are halfway through with level K with my little one, and my soon-to-be 14-year-old has only one more week before he is on Christmas break. We are part of a co-op, like I've mentioned in some of my other videos. So our little ones are now on Christmas break for a few weeks, so we will not be attending co-op for the next 4 weeks, which is a little strange because it is a long break. So we're trying to fill in that day with extra activities, play dates, museum trips, all the things, but we're going to make the most of it, especially since we've had such a great winter so far here in New York. So what we've been doing is finally finishing the big book of science stories with the good and beautiful, and I love this book because I have been using it seasonally. With every season that has changed, I did a bunch of this over the summertime with just exploring, and we did a lot of camping trips and hiking, so it gave a lot of in-depth information, and we use that for my little ones. And also I've been saving this last story in here to dive deep into it because it talks about Christmas tree and the different kinds of trees and the pine cones and all the things related to that. So I thought this story would be really great to save towards the end, and that would be our last story in this book. I plan on diving into the next series because I really enjoyed it, and it's so beautiful with the images and the pictures, and my little ones really got to enjoy this and use it as a fun resource. So we're going to be completing that. We also just did a full body anatomy with our classical conversation co-op group, which was really fun. They did a whole layout of the body and added the organs in pieces, and it was really fun. The kids really enjoyed that. We've just been adding really fun things, baking cookies. We've also been just making homemade ornaments. We've been just viewing the lights and just really spending a lot of family time together because we want to make sure that not only are we teaching our children during this break, during this season, we are diving into the real reason of the celebration, and that we're just really enjoying family time. We're teaching them to learn just the calmness, because usually during this season it's the hustle and bustle, it's the buying, it's the shopping, it's the never-ending list of to-dos, and we want our children to really just feel the calmness, that coziness, that family atmosphere. So we've been doing just a lot of relaxing and just simple activities, and here are some of the homemade ornaments. So these are like from Michael's. They were probably $1, I believe, and they're just painted, these little ornaments. So it's a tradition that every year I buy ornaments and my kids paint it. We've been doing it for years. I've done it with my older children, and these are some of the ones that my little ones have just recently done. I'll probably buy a bunch more just because it keeps them very occupied. It is a great activity for toddlers. You give them washable paint and you give them some ornaments, and they will sit there for as long as possible, which is a great tool to use for your little ones. And these are just some books that we pulled from the library. I did do a really late order on some Christmas books because I wanted to have some of the birth of Jesus in our stories, our bedtime story reading, which I have not yet received, but I did order some. I will share them down below because they're really good, simple stories for toddlers. And then just some good old Christmas, snowy, cozy season books that are fun. My little one is currently starting to read, so we're doing beginning one reading, and he is able to read this one. So it's just a fun story about snow and the cat and all the things. Snow Day for Mouse, and these are books that we've read for years and years. So it's kind of why I decided to keep these books into that. Good Morning Snow Pal, and this is one of my children's favorite books, and it's Grumpy Monkey, Oh No Christmas. So it's the simplest things, and these keep them occupied, and we do read aloud cozy time at night. We've been doing that. So a lot of this Christmas season, holiday season, has just been very calm. Over the years, I spent a lot of time focusing on the material part about the holiday season, more of doing the hustle and bustle, but I've decided to just dive into what it's really about. This season, we are just focusing on those simple, beautiful things.